What's up, fam? It's me again. Now, today you will learn how to use or how to let users type into your Java program and get live responses. Now, you're using the magic tool called Scanner. Let's get it started. So, first of all, what is the Scanner class? Now, the Scanner class or the Scanner is a built-in Java class that reads input from the keyboard. Think of it like a receptionist waiting for you to type something, then passing it to your program. So to first or to use it, you first import the scanner class by doing what? The following lines of code: import java.util.scanner. Some of Okay, so let's wipe out everything from here. Now a clean start. To use a scanner ID scanner class, we do import and we say java.util.scanner. Okay, it was automatically suggested for me. Now, after importing the scanner, what we want to do and not forget to do is to call our public class main. Okay, now after calling this, we want to call our public, which is our next keyword for writing code or for declaring what Java should run in our class. Now, this is where the scanner comes in. It has already been suggested for me, and instead of me to type this thing out, so sorry, I'm just going to hit on tab for this video to go faster. So now I want to call scanner. Now, calling this scanner. Now, this scanner, by giving the name of scanner, you can give this the name of input. You can call this anything you want. You can call it your name. Just know that this is a variable type and this is the name of your variable, or the data type and this is the name of your variable. Now this is how we could declare scanner. So since this is a class, we create a new class inside our class. Okay, we create a new class of this as we call this in our class. That is where OOP comes in. Since we're not doing OOP, I'm just going to keep this as simple as possible. So think of this as having a new file right here called Java. Okay, now inside that file, I have scanner, and the scanner is to take input from a user. Now I come into my main file, and from my main file, I have to import my Java file, imaginary Java file. Okay, now if I import my Java file, then I have to call the Java file from my main file, which is this main file I'm in now. So that is what I'm currently doing. So in order for me to call the Java file, just know this is the syntax. I say new, then scanner, which is the name, and we put in our parentheses. Now inside is just going to be something like this. Now we need to pass in something. A parameter for the scanner. What the scanner takes is system.in, meaning we're telling our system to collect data from the outside world, which is from the keyboard. I hope this is as simple as possible for you. So that is what you can do for the first thing to declare your scanner, which is create a scanner object. This, what you've done right here, is known as a scanner object of the class scanner. Okay, now we use the scanner method to get data. So how do we do this? We go with string and we say name. So this is a variable type and this is how you declare variable. This is variable name. So let's go. We're not going to take the auto suggestion for now. So for us to write this, we just say input, which is this input we're calling right now, this input. So we're calling this input now, dot, since we've already saved this to this variable called input. Okay, so we save this entire thing to this variable. So anytime we call this variable, we're calling an instance of a new scanner. So we now say input or new scanner dot blah blah blah. Since we save it as input, we call it input dot next line. I just hope this is very easy for you. If it's not that easy for you, just go along with this. It will become easy for you as we go ahead with this tutorial. Next up, we've saved the name. Now we should take the age for the same. So I just decided to do um to take the suggested code. So this is integer age, and we're saying the user to type it using this scanner input. So why do we call next int? If you notice, this is a string, and we said next line. Okay, so whenever we're taking string data types, we use next line, which is the next line of code. Whenever we're using integer data type, we use next int, which means the next integer. So if the next line of code is going to be int height, then we take it. But if it's going to be a bool, then we are going to say bool true, or is student. I'm just showing you. Okay, now you see it, input.next boolean. So if I'm using a float, it becomes input.next float. So what is after the next is depending on what is your data type. So if it's a string, input.next line. If it's an integer, input.next int. If it's a boolean, input.next bool. If it's a float, input.next float. So there is no magic to it. It is just syntax. Okay, that is why I told you I'm going to teach you Java syntax. So after everything, what is most important is we want to close our input class. But before we close it saying input dot close. So this is how you close your input. So before we close it, we want to see what the user put into the console. But that will be for our mini project. Okay, so first of all, now this is how you use the scanner. So now let's use this to work on a mini project. So for us to do this, a mini project, let's go with something like this. So we've already called in our scanner, and now we should just say system.add, enter your name. So let me take this. So we should say, what is your name? Okay, so what is your name? Okay, next up, we say, what is your age? Don't know why it's suggesting on this. What is your age? Okay, then next up, we say, okay, you could just say how old are you? Yeah, I think that's more professional. How old are you? Okay, now after getting these two details, we can say system.out.print ln. Want to get the user's details now to say, hey. So just notice that I'm constructing this. This has to do with nothing, doesn't have to do with anything. So don't be scared and think, what am I writing right here? I'm just trying to construct a sentence. Okay, so this is the sentence I'm constructing, and you will find out what I've just done now. So what I'm saying is, hey is a string, okay, plus this name the user wrote. I'm using plus, it's called concatenation. I'm concatenating a string to a variable type, which is this. I'm concatenating a string to a variable. That's why I'm using a plus here. Now, hey plus name is going to print hey, whatever name I put in there. Then you are plus age. So let's go. So always remember to use your input.close as your final um closure. Now I'm running this code, it's compiling. Let's give it a minute. Okay, say what is your name? Let's go with John. Okay, how old are you? Let's go with 30 years. And see, hey John, you are 30 years old. So if I use some other type of IDE, you should see a pop-up box in your screen or somewhere else. But if you're using the IDE by JetBrains, it's going to run in your console. And I think if you're using Visual Studio Code, it should run in your console also. So one more time, let's go for a lady. Let's say 27 years. And hey, Kate, you're 27 years old. Okay. So try it in your IDE. And if it works, congratulations. You are talking to Java like it's basically ChatGPT. Okay. So Here is a bonus tip. Okay, so watch out. Sometimes after next int or next double, you need to call next line again before reading more text. Okay, so scanner can be a little clingy with new lines. So what does this mean? So after the next int or next double, like you saw before, after writing input.nextInt, input.nextDouble, you need to call input.nextLine again before reading more text. What does this mean? Well, for now, let me show you. So in our IDE, you see that we have input.nextInt. So sometimes if there is a bug in the scanner bug, all you have to do is just type inputs.nextInt.nextLine and it will fix itself. So that is what it means by that. You've just leveled up your code with user interactions. Now I'm giving you mad respect. Okay, so next up we'll start writing some actual logic with if else statements.